My partner of 5 years presented me as her housemate at her office gathering. When I challenged her about it, she told me I was fortunate she tolerated my presence in the first place. I nodded in agreement and offered my apologies. The following day, I vacated the place while she was at the office and left a message saying, "Best wishes covering the rent, housemate." She hasn't stopped ringing since. Before we dive in, I want to express my gratitude for your presence here. It truly touches me deeply. But check this out. Only 8% of viewers have subscribed. If these tales resonate with you, and you'd like to encourage more, a single click can change everything. Has your world ever turned completely upside down in just one night? Mine has. In one instant, I was assisting my partner of 5 years in getting ready for her firm's yearly formal event, and the next, I heard the term that would dismantle it all. Housemate. A bit of context. I'm Noah, 38, head of marketing at a medium-scale company. My partner, or rather, former partner, Vanessa, 36, works as a pharmaceutical sales manager. We connected at a charitable golf event, cohabited after 12 months, and created what I believed was a strong bond. That we weren't wed, but we talked about it often. Even selected names for potential children someday. The full picture. Trouble began around 6 months back when Vanessa landed a major advancement. Regional sales director. Prestigious role, hefty salary boost, and abruptly she was jetting off bi-monthly to seminars and area gatherings. I backed her fully, assumed extra home duties, adjusted my timetable to fit her updated needs, and even assisted in crafting her slides when deadlines loomed. In hindsight, that's when the changes started creeping in. Minor shifts initially. She'd bring up her coworkers, yet never propose introducing me. Joint pictures vanished from her online profiles. She began styling herself differently, donning clothes and cosmetics I hadn't encountered before. When I praised her look, she'd reply, "This is standard for experts at my level," suggesting I couldn't comprehend, even though I held my own leadership role. The prior month, her organization revealed their yearly formal dinner. Formal attire, partners and loved ones invited. Vanessa first claimed it was staff only. I learned otherwise only by eavesdropping on her phone discussion about what her peers' spouses planned to don. When I pressed her, she insisted she was merely shielding me from a dull night. Following some back and forth, she relented and allowed my attendance. I went ahead and purchased a fresh suit for it. Not extravagant, simply a finely fitted Armani costing around $3,000. Aimed to appear suitable for her important evening. The night of the formal arrived. Vanessa appeared breathtaking in a sleek designer gown I'd never laid eyes on. The venue was a luxury hotel in the city center, featuring free-flowing drinks and exquisite food service. I was genuinely having a good time, chatting with fellow attendees as Vanessa networked. That's when the incident occurred. Her department vice president came over, extending his hand my way. "So you're the housemate Vanessa has spoken about." I anticipated her clarification. "In truth, we've shared 5 years, something like that, or meet my partner Noah." But she simply affirmed, "Yeah, Noah and I co-rent a place in the city. It's perfect for our commutes." The VP chatted casually for another moment, then excused himself. I remained frozen. My champagne flute paused midair, attempting to absorb it. "Housemate," I murmured when we had a private second. She dismissed it with a shoulder lift. "Avoid causing drama. Graham's old school. He prioritizes traditional family values and views office romances as inappropriate. We aren't colleagues," I noted. "And when did a dedicated partnership become inappropriate?" "You fail to grasp office dynamics," she snapped quietly. Then she forced a grin as another leader neared. Over the following couple of hours, I was presented as her housemate or merely Noah to no fewer than 12 individuals. With every instance, my tolerance eroded further. By our return home, I was furious yet resolved to discuss calmly. What exactly was that? I questioned as she removed her shoes in the foyer. 5 years as a couple, and abruptly I'm your housemate? She exhaled heavily, as if I were a kid failing to understand basics. It's nothing against you. It's business related. My personal life doesn't factor into my professional path. Doesn't factor? You brought me to an event for partners. I let you come since you insisted. She filled a wine glass for herself, skipping me. Truthfully, you ought to appreciate that I haven't replaced you yet. That I was stunned. I must have misheard. Pardon? Be honest, Noah. I'm positioned for executive level in a couple years. My trajectory is soaring. Whereas you? She waved dismissively toward me. Settled. I'm a director too, I countered. Solid income. I've backed all your professional steps. She smirked. Your firm employs maybe 50 people? Mine boasts 20,000. You're prominent in a tiny pond. She sipped her drink. Accept it, you're fortunate I've stuck with you. Many in my shoes would have traded up long ago. The statement struck hard like a punch. 5 years boiled down to pity. She extended. I saw my options clearly. I could debate, push back, force her to recognize my worth, or accept it. I picked acceptance. You're correct, I stated softly. I haven't properly valued your achievements. My apologies. The quick surrender surprised her. Her look went from disdain to bewilderment, then smugness. Good, you're finally getting it. I am now, I confirmed. No more problems ahead. She appeared content. We retired without more words, though a wider gap separated us in bed than normal. She departed early next morning for a business breakfast, still adorned with the diamond studs I'd gifted for our 4th year together. The moment her vehicle left, I launched the strategy I devised through my restless night. Step 1. Evidence gathering. I photographed the entire residence, emphasizing possessions I'd acquired. Our rental contract jointly signed, but with my deposit paid. Financial records detailing my inputs to common costs. Captures of my regular payments to our combined fund, handling 70% of housing and bills since my small pond firm compensated generously. Then phone outreach to my financial institution attorney supervisor. By midday, wheels were turning. Next, packing, methodical, deliberate, claimed solely indisputable personal belongings. Attire, individual items, inherited treasures. Omitted joint buys. Anything classifiable as presents to her. I'd quietly arranged movers the prior night as she slept, sharing basic sans drama. Require relocation while partners away tomorrow sufficed. Common request. Rush fee high but justified. Crew showed at 1 p.m. as planned. By 3 p.m., half the space emptied. My study area, cleared. Living area pieces from my old place, removed. High-end audiovisual setup, taken. Authentic paintings I'd acquired, vanished. Even the refrigerator and stacked laundry unit I'd bought upon moving in hauled away, remaining. A sparsely equipped home with obvious voids, akin to gaps in a grin. I spared the mattress. She could retain those recollections. The dining set she chose. Her wardrobe naturally. The accents she favored. I penned a brief message, placed on the counter. Best wishes with rent. Housemate. I've handled my share till month's close. But the plot thickens here. I didn't merely depart. I advanced strategically. Recall those calls to bank, lawyer, boss? Details follow. Outreach 1. Dividing assets. Beyond shutting shared holdings, launching full review of our financial history. All mutual costs, vacations, presents, recorded, evaluated. Outreach 2. Examining obligations. No marriage, yet combined assets. Property stakes. Joint title on a rural retreat cabin. Bindings requiring precise separation. Outreach 3. Activating professional backup. Half a year prior, a big corporation in Chicago extended an offer, almost tripling pay, declined for Vanessa's roots here. Now I inquired if still open. It was. Unbeknownst to me then, Vanessa's secrecy extended well past the housemate label at that single event. That same afternoon, hotel check-in underway, unknown caller, Graham, her VP. Noah. Awkward query, but are you and Vanessa still an item? Puzzled by his knowledge of my digits, I asked source. Your card from the event, he said, offered for potential marketing advice. Retained it as vibes seemed odd. I verified our split. Lengthy silence. Figured. Listen, you need to hear this. I labeled you housemate because that's her narrative for months. Plus, she's involved with Charles in legal. Quite public at functions you skipped. It felt like the ground vanished. How public? Affection displays at recent company offsite. Co-occupying hotel rooms on trips. Staff presumed some open setup. I expressed thanks and hung up, trembling. Not merely a housemate, but camouflage for her infidelity. This shifted my perspective entirely. My controlled reaction now seemed insufficient. The planned departure too lenient for the lies. Thus, phase 2 commenced. What I'd term escalation. In under 2 days, first, pulled my stake from the joint cabin investment, compelling sale amid poor market. Second, informed landlord of non-renewal, lease ending in 60 days. Covered my part to then, but withdrew from extensions. Third, reached my prior employer's HR to reject retention bid, citing relocation for private reasons. Noted my ex's involvement with a colleague at her firm rendered staying difficult. No specifics, just hints. Fourth, one online post declaring thrilling Chicago relocation, mentioning shared contacts to guarantee visibility. Fifth, phoned cousin in another branch of her pharma giant. Relayed events, anticipating rumor spread. Contacts began that night. Vanessa first, barrage of panicked voicemails/texts. Where's everything? Really abandoning over a remark? This isn't fair. Rent soon. Wise accountings. Simone probing about Charles? 0 replies from me. Then the message proving impact. Probe launched on me and Charles for undisclosed interoffice romance policy breach. You're doing? Silence continued. By third day, shift. Noah. Sorry truly. My words were awful. You weren't merely a housemate. Return my calls. No response. Week's end. Inked Chicago deal. Secured lakeside unit deposit. Readied for road trip. Mutual acquaintances updated me then. Vanessa on paid suspension awaiting review. Charles allegedly portrayed her as initiator, providing messages to shield himself. Her polished career facade fracturing. Cabin for sale loss heavy, her side burdened more by penalties. Landlord advertising unit anew. She'd relocate swiftly. Credit impacted from closed joint lines. Fortnight post-event, loading vehicle for Chicago, Vanessa appeared at hotel. Polished professional vanished. Unfamiliar figure with puffy eyes, disheveled locks. Not shocked. Hotel traceable via initial joint card charge before personal switch. Anticipated she'd notice. Expected possible showdown. All over the housemate label. Voice breaking. No, my first words to her post-exit. Over your claim, upon my protest, that I was lucky you retained me. Didn't intend it. Pressure from job and parading for the taken man you'd been intimate with? She recoiled. Graham informed you. I'll have Vanessa. I alone was unaware. Error on my part, she murmured. Multiple, yet ruining my job stability overkill. Their realization perhaps excess. Not undeserved fallout, but unintended to orchestrate ruin. Fury soured to darker. Fair point, I conceded. Unforeseen ripple effects. Assist repair then, she begged. Speak to HR. Claim fabrication. Never contacted yours, truth. Internal matter. Won't fabricate for you. She gazed. Makeup running. I did love you. Not entirely false. Shut trunk. Love demands respect, which even as housemate, I lacked in your view. Entered car, departed, her form diminishing in mirror. Chicago awaited, fresh role, beginning. 6 months passed. Role at major entity thriving. Abilities valued beyond small pond. New circle, light dating, proud existence built. Vanessa rings sporadically. Latest via contacts. Reinstated, yet downgraded. Charles reassigned. Smaller residence, lesser area. Luxury attire consigned online. At times question excess. Betrayal fueled. Did I turn vengeful, scheming, detached, unwanted traits? Alternatively, recall her dismissive expression over 5 years. Offhand harshness from one viewing me as fortunate recipient. Reality midway, not simple exit. Dismantled her existence erected on our shared base. Balanced? Likely no. Merited? Uncertain still. Certain, never again anyone's housemate. And that $3,000 suits lesson. Self-worth is cost steep, yet invaluable. Edit. Overnight explosion. Addressing frequent queries. Indeed, regret escalation. Aimed graceful departure, not life sabotage. Some outcomes natural from split. Others from her conduct surfacing. 2. No direct HR report. Referenced in my firm's retention decline and cousin share. Probe from workplace chatter, not my official action. 3. To communication advocates, attempted. Reply, gratitude for retention advised. Ended dialogue possibility. 4. New partner inquiries, dated cautiously. Faith rebuilds slowly post this. Update, 3 months on. Chicago life enhancing. Promotion post securing major accounts. Dating steadily now. Corporate lawyer who presents me as partner unreservedly. Vanessa somewhat settled. Contacts say therapy underway, self-improvement focus. Long apology email sent, no justifications. Valued it, no reply. Certain stories best sealed. Cabin sold eventually, prolonged listing. Attorney managed, divided per initial contributions. Below expectations, equitable. Reflection. Both inflicted harm. Hers via deceit, mine reaction. Distinction. I own mine. Progress, perhaps. Revenge, satisfaction. Hollow post-initial rush. True fulfillment. Reconstruction, progression, recognizing value independent of another's approval.